This was one of the first areas that was hit.
The tour of Fort McMurray begins where flames first rushed in, where the fire they call the Beast breached the town.
We're in a place called Beacon Hill right now. Unfortunately, not that much left of it.
The neighborhood is more than half gone. It is the same in the streets up the hill. This wildfire has rewritten the book, says the fire chief, unprecedented in the path it traveled and the destruction it caused.
It jumped the Athabasca River, which is 120 feet wide. So this was a beast. It was an animal.
Just to show you the vast impact of this, there are dozens of media on this bus, and as we turned the corner, it went silent, and you could hear people say, "Oh my God," the impact of this is just incredibly, incredibly hard to take. Premier Rachel Notley got a first-hand look.
I will say that I was very much struck by the power of the devastation of the fire. It was really quite overwhelming in some spots.
But among heart-wrenching images, some hope, and it lies in downtown Fort McMurray. That is still standing. The hospital, fire station, and city hall were saved. The work of heroes, says the chief of firefighters who managed to hold the line, putting up a 12-hour battle here.
If that fire had got down into the downtown, we would have lost the downtown area.
In other spots, the fire devoured with no rhyme, no reason. On one side here, there are apartments reduced to ash, cars to carcasses. But just across the street, intact homes, businesses, schools.
I saw our parks, actually, that had perfectly viable swings and slides and the things that our children will expect when they come home.
And this town, say officials, is still home.
We're ready for the future. And when we get you back, we can build the future together. Thank you very much.
Breanna Karstens-Smith inside Fort Mac today. Now, I spoke to Breanna when she was outside the fire zone about being back on that same street 1 week later.
It was almost unrecognizable. We drove in and a lot of it was scorched earth, units, buildings that had no longer been there. As we drove to the site where we were standing last Tuesday when the fire came into the city, it was an emotional and a remarkable moment as we stood in the same field that we were standing in last Tuesday. We had watched the flames come into the city and start to ignite trees and grass. Today it was a much different picture, green grass, some houses still standing and then some that were no longer there.
So much has changed in a week. Breanna, excellent reporting. Thanks so much for this tonight.